Hey everyone, this is Sal coming at you live. If you're wondering why I'm wearing the same shirt I just wore in the Celine Dion video I just posted, it's because it's still the same day as I shot that video. So this is another small video I'm going to give it a go at. So when I posted my review of the Rebel Heart Tour, many people wanted me to react and review many of other Madonna's other, oh my god, I can't talk, any of the other Madonna tours. And that is what I'm going to begin doing tonight. I'm not going to watch them in a particular order. I think I'm just going to go with how I'm feeling. And right now I'm feeling like watching the Drowned World Tour 2001, which is the tour she did for Ray of Light and Music. And this is, I wanted to watch this first because this is the one that I've seen nothing. I have no clue what's happening here. All I know is that the set list is mostly Music and Ray of Light. I hope that that's what I said, right? Oh God, I hope. Don't drag me. I know it. It's the tour is mainly for Music and Ray of Light. I swear to God. So yeah, I'm gonna watch it right now, and then I'm gonna come back at you when I finish watching it, and I'm gonna give you some notes, what I thought. You know, I'm excited. I like Ray of Light a lot, so the music stuff I might not be as into, but Ray of Light, I'm gonna have some fun with that. So here I go, off to watch the Drowned World Tour 2001. Maybe I'll be a different person by the time this video ends, so we'll see. Here we go. Hey everyone, so I just got done watching the Drowned World Tour 2001, and that was interesting. It was weird because there were so many weird parallels between that. Maybe I'm the only one who saw this, and Madame X in terms of the weird set list old catalog choices. Well, I guess technically for them, one of them wasn't an old catalog choice, but you know, just that was interesting. So, like I said, I wrote some notes, and I'm gonna talk about it. So we begin, and the set was like a spaceship futuristic setting, which I was like, ooh, that's kind of cool. And then Madonna appears, and I wrote here that it was kind of a lackluster entrance, but I think it was made up for with the fact that it began with Drowned World, Substitute for Love. I was like, wow, and the thing was, is that her vocals, this whole time, were incredible. They were really good, strong, coherent vocals, and I loved that. I wish she would focus a little more on maintaining her vocals, because again, this was right after Music, and of course right after Ray of Light, where she had evolved vocally so much, and I feel like she could really use, I don't know if she is getting voice lessons still, I would hope she is, but I feel like if she could just focus on it again, I think we could really get some even better vocals from her, because a lot of people are like, her voice is gone now, and I'm like, you know what, a voice is an instrument, it needs to be tuned, and it needs to be, you know, tuned, that's the word, and just because she hasn't tuned in a while doesn't mean that everything is not still there. So I fully believe that that is something we can get out of her again one day. Oh, and then it was Candy Perfume Girl, which was, there was a song that came before Candy Perfume. I didn't write it down, but I remember it was cool, a little weird, but cool. But then Candy Perfume Girl came on, and then with this, the guitar, like, in it was a lot more amplified than it is in the studio version, and I was like, wow, this sounds like, I didn't realize how early 2000s, like, punk rock this song sounded, and now I did. So that was interesting. I didn't ever realize that. Then it was, what did I put? Oh yeah, Beautiful Stranger. That was cute. I liked it. I thought it was a cute performance of that song. The color, oh, then Ray of Light came, and of course they used they used a slight vocal effect on it, as Ray of Light has, and I liked that. It was a nice, subtle vocal effect that they used, and the colors on the stage were gorgeous. I wrote this, and I think I would rephrase it. I put dodged Ray of Light note. So where she's like, I feel, and she does that scream, which I think works in the studio version, and from what I've heard live, it never comes across as good as it should. Which, you know, I think it was meant to be a studio note. It was meant to have like this different sound to it. So I don't think live was ever going to work, and I'm glad that they just didn't do that, because I don't think it works live. Okay. Oh, and then we have the naked men hanging Kabbalah, which wrote is like that. Okay, this interlude with the Kabbalah and the naked men and then lights coming out of their mouths, I thought it was fucking creepy. I forgot what song it was to, but it wasn't for me. It was the lights. If the light thing hadn't happened, I would have just said that was interesting. But because of the lights, I went with creepy. I'm sorry. That's where it was at for me. All right, now here is where I want to give a shout out to my friends at the Immaculate Podcast, because I think it was about 2 weeks ago I listened to their review of Music, which also talks about this tour a little bit, and I didn't remember too much of what they said, but I did remember one very specific thing, and that was about Madonna's look, and most especially her poor bleached eyebrows. Now, I know that I cannot come for anyone's eyebrows with these caterpillars that I have on my head right here. However, sis, she had no eyebrows in this entire section that came after here, which was when she did Frozen, and she was wearing a black wig, and bleached eyebrows, and I noticed it right away. I was like, no, they didn't let her out on stage like that. And I felt so bad because it looked so off. And I felt bad for her. However, I would like to say this. I don't think, honestly, she looks younger now than she did in this specific tour. Because I remember a few weeks ago I watched, what was it? Swept Away. And I was like, she does not look, I don't want to say too thin because I never believe in saying that word nowadays, like too thin. Not even for a bad reason anyway, but I don't like saying that. But her face, the face was really slender because body-wise, I was like, she looks fine. Like her body looks at a nice weight. To me, it was her face where I thought, I was like, it was really hollowed out. So I didn't appreciate, well, it's not really your fault because she got really into yoga at this time and she was healthy. I can't say she was unhealthy. But I think she looks younger now, if I'm going to be honest. But it's weird too, because you have to think at this time this was filmed, this wasn't too long after Evita, and she looks young, she looks great in Evita, so I don't know. Alright, where was I? I also want to talk about the costume choices by this point. They're very dated, and it's not like even a fun dated where you're like, ooh, I would still wear that. I didn't care for any outfit choice I saw on this show. The best one that came was later when she wore the American flag top and whatever the pants were. That was cute. I like that. But everything else, I was like, this didn't age too. These costumes weren't too great. I put the Frozen remix was weird. I think that Frozen got its due justice performance this year with the Madame X tour. It's incredible, that performance. Oh, if you look closely in the side of when she's doing Frozen, the remix, there's some lady just living up there like this. She's like, wow! And it was so funny. I was laughing so hard when that happened. Nobody's perfect. I've come to the terms that I guess I just don't like this song. I love me a good auto-tune effect, but something about the auto-tune in this song or the vocoder recording on it just isn't, that's not for me. I didn't care for it. Mer Girl and Sky Fits Heaven was gorgeous. Oh my god, I forgot to mention, right before there was some song, it was after it, and it did the end of, what's it called? Drowned World, Substitute for Love, and it was like, so it was right before, the weird Kabbalah men thing, where she's like, this is my religion, and I was like, and then that happened, and I was like, oh, because that's her religion, Kabbalah. Okay, where was I? Nobody's perfect. Mer Girl, Sky Fits Heaven, that was gorgeous, the flying that she did, great, love it, love me some flying. Then she ripped off the wig. I was shook when she did that. And I don't even like using the word shook, but I did not see that coming. Oh, and then there was the whole section of just erotic anime set to, and I hope that that's technically what that anime is called. I think it was trying to prove a point. I think it was about like what women have to go through and all that. But that was a very, I guess I was aware erotic anime was a thing, but I had never seen it. So there's that. I Deserve It, which she came on did. It was nice. Don't Tell Me was so cute. I like that song. I think it's fun. And this is where I want to talk. So I feel like Music, especially with its cover and how it was marketed, was marked as a country almost album, like Madonna Goes Country. And I thought about it and I'm like, wow, this album is not really a country album at all. And it's Madonna, from what I've learned, it's her reflection on American life. Not that American life, but looking at American culture. And that's kind of what Music is. but it's like marketed as almost a country album because she's wearing a cowgirl hat. There's a lot of cowgirl imagery that goes on with this. And then I thought, I'm like, wouldn't it be cool if Madonna did a country album one day? Wouldn't that be nice? Just saying, because Kylie Minogue's Golden is my favorite album of 2018. And so I love me some country pop, I can't lie. So I think that would be cool if that did happen one day. Then she did, Human Nature. This is where I was like, wow, there's a lot of interesting tie-back, or like connections to Madame X here. Human Nature, I like that song. I think it's fun. Express yourself, don't repress yourself. I love that. I love that. And I love the line, oops, I didn't know I couldn't talk about sex. I just love that. I love that lyric. And then I'm agreeing with everything I've ever read about this. The silly song is one of the stupidest things I've ever heard. I don't understand why they felt the need to keep that in. They could have put any other song in there and it would have been better. Then what do we have? Secret, I put Strong and Good. Love that song. How can you not? And then that was kind of in the Madame X tour because it was like the band that comes on before the show starts plays that song. So I was like, and what was it? Spanish, What It Feels Like for a Girl. Loved it. And then the spinning thing that they did, which they kind of did again in the Madame X tour, I was like, is this Madame X 1.0? Then La Isla Bonita came, which, she does every time, and I was like, oh my god, she really did this song then too. But then a minute later, I was literally sitting right here singing along, and I was like, I love this. I forget how much I love La Isla Bonita. It's such a bop. And then came Holiday, which had this really nice remix. It wasn't too different from the original, but it was different enough where it sounded more modern, and I was like, oh, okay, that's cool, I like that. And then the finale is Music. And then I noticed this. Music was kind of, a nice performance, but she did like the thing where she like goes up and down, like bends, almost squats. And it's the same choreography that was in the Super Bowl. And I was like, I loved that. And then, and then after that, it goes black. And then the screen on the back just comes up and says, The End. And I was laughing so hard. I thought that was too funny. The End. The Drowned World Tour 2001. I'm wondering if a lot of people bitched the same way they did with Madame X about the set list, because this was really just those two albums with a few spread in between. But again, two good albums. I would have loved, if I could go back in time and fix something that Madonna did, I wish she would have toured after Ray of Light and then toured after Music. And then I feel like we could have gotten a solid Ray of Light specific tour and a solid specific Music tour. Because at first I used to think that these two albums were very different. And watching this tour, I did realize a lot of similarities that they did share. But again, Ray of Light is the superior album. And I think it would have been interesting to see. And again, this isn't Madonna's best look in terms of how she looks in this show. However, she looks younger now, so I guess she wins in the end, for if that's the case. The Drowned World Tour, that was a really interesting show to watch. I think it would have been a really fun show to see live. The set is kind of, this kind of reminded me of Madame X, because it was a lot more theatrical in its conception and how it was produced. But I would have liked to have seen it. I think it would have been a fun time to go. So, let me know which show you want me to watch next. I have an idea of which one I'm gonna watch next, but I'm always open up to ideas. So the Drowned World Tour 2001. So thank you guys for watching, and wow, it's Madonna's fun. We can't,